We are talking hidden treasures here. Got CEO Morgan Lekstrom of Blackwolf Copper and Gold up there on the edge of the triangle in Alaska. Call sign is BWCG on the venture exchange, BWCGF on the pinks in the States. Morgan, good to connect with you. It's been a minute. Drill's going. I know that's what it's all about there up there at Cantoo. So yeah, run through the latest and greatest here.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Drills are going, making a lot of progress. I think I was telling viewers a little while ago that this is one of those unique opportunities that doesn't get presented that often to people. You know, when you look at the story of the Golden Triangle in itself, it really has been resonated with Canada and British Columbia and all these discoveries and buyouts and, you know, $2.8 billion buyout of Bruce Jack recently and all these metrics that make it the real Golden Triangle. But what everyone forgot about was this US side, this Alaska side. There is a point on it that is right across from the Premier mine, which at one point was the highest grade producer in North America. It's being redeveloped right now. It's being put back into production. We're 600 meters across from that, drilling a massive outcropping vein set that Rob McLeod found on an old treasure map. And I'm not even kidding you. Like this old parchment map that he got from an old timer in the Stewart Hyde area. He's from there, so he knows a lot of people, obviously, there. And drilling's going exceptionally well. We're seeing a lot of how do I not give it all away? We're seeing a lot of things we didn't expect to see, which are positive. And we'll be updating the market very shortly on the rest of it.
Yeah, of course. And this market needs some energy here. So yeah, fingers crossed on that. Yeah, let's get back to that treasure map here. Interesting how that happened. So yeah, when you saw that, when you see everything going on here, Morgan, obviously you brought into the deal here the way that you think. You have a different kind of angle, I guess, attacking this. So why don't you get into what you kind of see here in the future? Is you're hunting your treasure below ground, we're hunting our treasure in the symbol here. So yeah, talk about how we're going to work this out here long term.
Yeah, I think there's a double-edged value creation with Blackwolf, and that's actually what drew me to it. The map that Rob showed me really also drew me to it. And sitting with Frank Justra, who is one of our main backers, put $2.5 million in, owns 13.4% of our company, a legend in the space as well. And sitting with him and having Rob pull this map out and explain it to me, and I'm just like, holy man, this is like 1920s history. You know, if I said to my dad 1920s, he'd still think it's 1975, but it's really not. It's 2023 right now. And that map just in pristine condition, you know, almost like you roll it out Indiana Jones style, right? And that is truly the discovery potential here. But not only do we have that discovery and the drilling happening, we had a fair amount of drilling before on something called Niblack, which is our 6 million ton copper resource. And as we know, copper is one of those critical metals that we are going to need a plethora of in the future. Aging infrastructure, you and I have talked about this, Rob. I think I've talked to your viewers about this. You look at the electrical grid, it's completely aging, and that's a huge amount of copper there. You also have the whole housing booms and all that. There's copper in every part of our life. And I looked around and I'm like, wait, can I see any copper sticking out? But those types of metrics only allow a stock to increase when copper increases. Now we're also hedged with what we're going to be finding in the holes here. And so we're really looking at having that backstop of Niblack, which is our copper resource and gold resource. And then the discovery potential at Cantoo, which is 600 meters from a mine that's being redeveloped. But we're on the US side, which I need to emphasize. We are on the American side of the border, which I love. I love it. No one's explored this yet. Nothing's been touched since the 20s. And this is like one of those Comstock Lode Nevada stories that turns into be a giant mine, which I'm, knocking on wood somewhere. And yeah, it really is truly fascinating to me.
Yeah, so I guess moving forward here, investors opportunities abound with this market. So I think you put a pretty good one together. So I guess let's carve out a real concise message here for anyone who wants to treasure hunt with you. Drill's going, you see potential here. You're on the U.S. side. What is the message to shareholders and to potential investors?
The message to shareholders, do you remember that time when you were a kid and you're walking around? I know when I was walking around as a kid and I saw this rock sticking out of the ground. And I was like, ooh, that's shiny. That's pretty. I took it to my dad and he goes, I have no clue what that means. Well, if my dad was Rob McLeod at that time, I probably would have had a discovery. So that is definitely something to look out for with what we're doing with Cantoo is the discovery phase and the closing of the Optimum transaction, which means we're bringing in the Harry project, which is on the Canadian side, and sandwiching the other side of Ascot, which is the company developing Premier. So we're kind of putting them in a bit of a sandwich here between the American side and the BC side. So keep watching for our drill results, and we have a lot more plans coming up shortly.
Yeah, keep our eye on it. Appreciate the update. Morgan Lekstrom, CEO, Blackwolf, copper and gold, BWCG Venture Exchange in Canada, BWCGF, OTC in the States. Morgan, appreciate that update. We'll look forward to seeing what you found up there.
Thanks a lot.